Hi loves, it's Jillian from Oracle and Alchemy. Sorry for the non-mic'd video. The microphone just totally went haywire on me, so I'm doing it without it. So you're gonna hear the echo from the studio right now. Anyway, Oracle and Alchemy is a one-of-a-kind witchy studio in Chicago. We call it a healing sanctuary, where we do a lot of wildly different and really cool things here. We have heavy metal yoga, and we do all forms of yoga, or most forms, most lineages of yoga. We have healing here. We have Reiki healing and tarot readings and astrology and massage, and we have witch classes and witch courses, rituals and ceremonies, and really it's just a space for people to find their spiritual ground in a safe and welcoming community. We're a safe and welcoming community for everyone, and we just are all about harnessing that energy of love and good vibes, right? So today I'm going to teach you lion's breath. So every month we have something, we have a different focus at the studio. So lion's breath is the pranayama this month, and then we have chakrasana, which is wheel pose, which is a back bend, as you know. That's our pose of the month. And then we have our focus of the month, and our more earth-based practice is springtime and the abundance of spring. And then we usually have like a $25 workshop amongst the million other workshops we have for the month. And our $25 workshop this month is happening this Saturday, and it's all about harnessing the triple goddess energy in you, maiden, mother, and crone. So we always have cool stuff going on in the studio. Our community is really amazing here. So I'm going to teach you lion's breath today. And lion's breath is this amazing and really fun breath that starts to open up the heart center, and it strengthens just this. So it opens up the heart center, and it helps prepare us for something like wheel pose. But also the breath itself helps us get out of our ego and get into the body and the breath and what that feels like. It helps us it helps us tap into the vagus nerve and starting to activate that and stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. And then it starts to release a lot of tension in the jaw and in the back of the mouth, the tongue. It releases a lot of that tension, which we, if you tend to be like someone who clenches your jaw or like holds a lot of stress in your mouth, right, it starts to kind of alleviate that. And so it can help with tension headaches and things like that too. The other thing it does is stimulate the ajna or anya chakra, the third eye chakra as you know it. This place of intuition and sacred wisdom, where we recognize the very first breath and the first sound of existence lives within us, and we have this knowledge and this sacred wisdom that we can utilize to connect ourselves deeper to each other through this lens of love and compassion, through these lenses of understanding and support, rather than I'm separate, you're separate, we're all separate, right? We really bring this all together here. So it starts to stimulate that knowledge of the third eye chakra. So it's a really fun breath. I love to teach it because everyone always has a fun time with it. And also it helps to kind of open up the wrists too if you type a lot, and sort of, you know, the shoulder and the chest area too. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our fingers, and this is the way I teach it. By no means am I an authority on anything in life, and no other teacher is either. So this is the way I teach it. So know that this might not be how your yoga teacher teaches it, or how someone else you know teaches it. That's okay, right? This is how I teach it. This is how I find it to be really beneficial. It doesn't mean that this is the only way there is for it to be done, okay? If you have heart issues or any health problems, or you're pregnant, please consult your doctor before doing breath work. Breath work can be pretty powerful stuff. So you're gonna take your fingers and you're gonna slide them towards your shins here. And then the heels of my hands are on the ground. I'm gonna kind of give you a little bit more of a camera angle here. So the heels of my hands are on the ground, on the rug here. Maybe you're on a yoga mat, if you will. If this feels really uncomfortable, you need a little support underneath your glutes. You can always, I have a bolster here. If you want to take a bolster and kind of slide that underneath your glutes and kind of give yourself that support, you are more than welcome to, right? So support yourself always however you need to in yoga. Nothing should ever be forced, and no one should ever tell you you have to do it a certain way or you can't do it at all. So we're here with our wrists pressing down, or the heels of our hands pressing down. My fingertips are gently tucked under my knee shin area here. Okay, so give yourself a little bit of movement here. If you were doing an asana practice and you already feel like you're, kind of opened up, that's okay. This is also breath that's just gonna open up a lot of physical elements anyway. So I usually start this in the beginning of class and then we'll move through a practice, right? But give yourself a little bit of grace here. We like to move around a little bit. Kind of helping our wrists warm up. And then settle your hips back. My big toes are touching here. So as my big toes are touching, I'm settling back into this and I'm pressing into the heels of my hands, okay? So as I'm breathing in, I'm gonna tuck my chin to my chest and I'm gonna press through the heels of my hands, almost lengthening, pressing the shoulders away from the ears. Chin stays glued to the chest the whole time. Breathing in here through the nose. And then as I exhale, I'm gonna open up, again, shoulders away from the ears, pull the heart forward. I'm gonna stick my tongue all the way out and I'm gonna cross my eyes towards my third eye. And hiss it out, right? Super fun. Everyone loves this. It's a good time in class, okay? So as you breathe in, tucking the chin to chest, pressing and widening through the shoulder blades. As you breathe out, opening up, really lifting the chin. Now pull the navel in and engage the pelvic floor. We call this Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha, okay? So engaging the bandhas, those locks in the body as you breathe in. And breathe out. Breathing in. And breathe out. Through the nose, breathe in. And through the mouth. Keep it going. Really roaring or singing it out, hearing your voice here. And your tailbone will naturally tip up a little bit, right, as you move through the pelvic floor as well. So bringing that pelvic movement in, just keeping those bandhas engaged. You'll start to notice as you continue this and keep going on with the breath that jaw starts to loosen up a little bit, right? And the tongue, where there might be pressure in the back of the mouth, is starting to loosen up as well. The taste in your mouth is going to change. It's all good stuff, right? So staying with this breath, I'll give you a few more here. And you can keep going for a minute or two. If you're a seasoned breathwork practitioner, maybe 5 minutes or so, but more mindful of your spine here. So I usually like to do this for about 2 minutes max, usually with a class, so we're not overdoing the movement of our spine. But it's a really great breath to just open up all these channels, your throat chakra, where you speak and also hear your truth, this flow of communication, hearing that sound of your own voice resonating, all of these really wonderful things, okay? So when you come out of this breath, I always like to give us a couple movements here so we feel good. Your wrists are probably feeling it, right? right? So you're gonna bring your hands around into the normal position and just start to take a couple gentle circles, right? Your wrists are probably like, what did we just do, right? So just moving around in these gentle circles and then switching out directions. And then my other favorite thing is to bring fists into my hands and like you're hulking it out, right? Bring your hands down, pressing your fists together. So your knuckles are still pressing together. You bring the back of the hands to the mat or to the rug. And then you start to straighten the elbows just enough to feel that really deep stretch from the knuckles all the way up through the wrists. And letting yourself work through that as much as you need to. Bringing your hands back and then bringing the knees together as you kind of wiggle around here, moving through the hips. And if you do it for long enough that your feet fall asleep, just giving your feet a little tap. Maybe rolling out the ankles, just bringing in some movement to the toes. And then what I like to do is tuck my toes and then send the hips back and stretch through the toes and through the feet here. Good. And then coming back forward and getting into the rest of your movement or just getting into the rest of your day, right? That's lion's breath. It's pranayama, meaning it's moving the prana in the body with use of the breath. And it's one of the 8 limbs of yoga, and it's really important for our lives and for our practice. So I hope you enjoy it and I hope you have fun with it because it is a fun breath and it's meant to be fun. Kids love to do it as well. So yeah, I hope I see you in the sanctuary. We are here in the heart of Avondale at 2916 West Belmont. And again, we have all sorts of classes and they're all different and they're really harnessing all of the values of yoga as not just being a workout, but being a spiritual exploration of your life. And in addition to heavy metal, right? Heavy metal yoga classes, because everyone needs those. Sacred Rage is the thing. So I hope to see you soon. I will be posting more videos just to keep you kind of connected to what we do here. Until next time, Sat Nam.